Hey, everybody, and welcome to Port City Living, the podcast about life in Wilmington, North Carolina. I am your host, Bill Corbett. I'm a real estate agent. I serve the greater Wilmington, North Carolina area, and my co-host is Brad Brown, the one and the only, thank God, and he works for Atlantic Bay Mortgage here in Wilmington, and we are starting a tradition, I guess. We started it last time. We're doing our celebratory shot of Tito's. Wow, that's strong. I don't do vodka very often. So.
I don't either, just in here.
Ooh.
Hey, guys.
Do you feel good now?
Fantastic.
In today's episode, thought we would give you some facts about Wilmington, some fun facts about Wilmington. We love to say fun facts. And
Hashtag fun fact.
Hashtag fun facts. There's a lot of good facts about Wilmington because Wilmington is steeped in history, and there's just a lot of stuff going on here. So I think this is going to be fun.
Let's get to it.
Do you want to throw out your first fun fact?
Oh, well, it's a fact. It's not fun at all.
I can't see you with my glasses on. It's not fun?
I don't think so. So Wilmington claims to be the home of the largest rotary wheel. Don't even know what a rotary wheel is. Don't even.
Why don't you look it up? Google it. And where is it?
Greenfield Lake Park.
And I never knew it existed.
Yeah, I don't go to Greenfield Lake Park for anything, though, unless there's a race and we have to run around it for something.
Or a concert.
I don't even go to concerts there.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah.
The rotary wheel thing, I know where it is, but I never paid any attention to it. And you showed me a picture of it before we started, and from like a sky view, and it actually is a rotary wheel, and it's really cool.
And guess what?
I had no idea.
It looks like it has its own Facebook page.
Wow. We are learning something as we speak here, folks. This is quite exciting for us.
I should have been better prepared. I was more concerned with getting the vodka than researching.
You do have your priorities.
Sometimes.
Let's talk about a fun fact about Wilmington. Did you know that in the 1890s, Wilmington was the largest and the most populous city in North Carolina?
You've said this before, actually.
Have I said this before?
Yes.
So forgive us if we repeat ourselves. But Wilmington is actually or New Hanover County, rather, is the smallest county, second smallest county in North Carolina. And we have a lot of people crammed in here. But it's kind of cool. Do you know any famous people that are from Wilmington?
Number 23.
Number 23.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you know, here's a fun fact, did you know that his dad and my dad worked together at GE? They know each other.
How would I know that?
I don't know, but now you know it. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know Michael Jordan, and my dad didn't either, but he did work with his dad, so it was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And, that movie what was the name of the movie about him that recently came out on Prime? Was never filmed in Wilmington, but it's about Michael Jordan and his rise to the top.
I thought it was about his shoes.
Rise to the top with the shoes.
With his shoes.
Yeah, with the endorsements.
Was it Matt Damon or something in that?
Yeah, I think so.
But from the research I found, and anybody out there listening can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I found, it looks like he moved here when he was like 5 years old. So he wasn't actually born here, but he lived here the bulk of his life. And I had a coworker when I worked at Belk years ago, and she actually went to high school with him, and she knew him very well.
I have a Michael Jordan fun fact.
Really?
Actually, we're going to dispel a myth. The pink house on the north end of Wrightsville Beach that is rumored to be the house he built.
It's not
for
pink
his
anymore,
mother.
but yeah. That was never his house?
Never his mother's house.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that rumor get started?
Let's Google it.
That's interesting because I always thought that's what I heard when I was growing up.
Yeah,
that
so
was his house.
It was on the market not too many years ago, and I went to an open house and met with the realtor, and she's the one that said, despite popular belief, this never belonged to Michael Jordan. What's going on
This
over there?
vodka shot is making me hot. It got really, really hot in here all of a sudden. Woo! Yeah, that's interesting. No, because the air will come on and we'll start buzzing again. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple other people really quick that are from Wilmington.
Oh, they need to understand what you mean when you say we're going to start buzzing again. We're not going to get buzzed from the podcast.
When the air condition comes on, it makes the room have a hum to it, and therefore, if you listen to our last episode, there was this major hum in the background, and I could not get rid of it because I'm not technically savvy that way, and so we don't want any humming in the background.
Yeah. So disclaimer: we're not getting drunk.
We're not getting drunk. Well, Brad's not yet, anyway. Sugar Ray Leonard is from Wilmington. Meadowlark Lemon is from Wilmington. Roman Gabriel is from Wilmington. So we have had a tremendous amount of athletes come out of this little town.
And I feel like I've met Roman before.
Really?
Somewhere, but I don't remember.
And what about Willie Stargell? Is he he was married to Margaret Weller?
To Margaret. I don't think he's from here.
And
but you know what? I would love to have Margaret in.
I would love to have
in
Margaret
the fall.
and Francis in. Francis Weller is our local news anchor on NBC. But yeah, we could have them both in.
Yeah, so that's we need to get it on the books for later in the fall.
We can do that. We can totally do that. Let's see. What's another good fun fact?
You got them. You researched this.
I got them all. Hold on one second. 1947 was when Wilmington College was created and started. Mm-hmm. And we know Wilmington College today as part of the university system. It's the University of North Carolina at Wilmington.
So was it private the first time around?
I suppose so. My aunt actually went there when it was Wilmington College.
Can we phone a friend?
I think it was in the mid or early 60s when it got incorporated, perhaps, I think. So that's interesting. So here's an interesting fact about the USS North Carolina. So for those of you who visited Wilmington before, you know that we have the USS North Carolina battleship in a harbor across from historic downtown Wilmington on the Cape Fear River, and it's one of our claim to fames, I would say, one of our many claim to fames, and it's a great spectacle. And from the research I found, this battleship was quite impressive and quite fascinating back in its day.
Was it built, charming?
It was charming. Well, I don't know if you'd call it charming, but it was massive. In 1941, it was considered to be the greatest sea weapon in the world. That's a pretty good claim to fame.
That's a big comment right there.
Also, from what I could research, it cost $70 million to build. Now, back in 1941, that was a lot.
That's like $1 billion in today's world.
A lot of money. Right? It's as long as 2 city blocks. Okay. How tall do you think it is?
Not even a clue.
Tall as a 15-story building.
Because of how much goes under the water and then how much comes out?
It weighs 35,000 tons. And when it was in operation, before it was decommissioned, it held 1,800 officers and sailors. And so here's the little fun fact about that. I've said many times, I grew up in the area. I'm from here, and I was always told that the battleship, when they created this little harbor for it, they pulled it into its spot, and it got stuck, and they couldn't pull it out.
Yeah,
they couldn't pull out.
The jokes.
So the guns are actually facing inland, and they should be facing the ocean, or that's what I was always told, that the guns should face the ocean. So I reached out to the battleship on Facebook and sent them a private message, and
they kind of dodged the response a little bit.
Well, sort of. I had to sit there and think about it for a minute, what the response was. But I told them who I was and that I was a native of the area, and this is what I had always heard. And their response back was, well, technically the back of the battleship faces downtown Wilmington. So I'm going to take that as yes, it is in there backwards, and it should be facing the other way.
The next time I'm in the area, I'm going to get my compass out on my phone, and we're going to see how it should pivot to face the ocean.
Well, quite a bit.
I feel like it should be like a quarter turn. Counterclockwise.
Perhaps.
And then that would be facing east.
Perhaps. I guess that maybe was the only way they could do it, because if they did it at an angle, then it wouldn't look right from, I don't know. I don't know the whole story behind it. Clearly, they didn't ask me in 1961 whenever they decided to put the battleship downtown, because I wasn't born yet.
Do you think they were thinking about the aesthetics of it, though, and how it would look from the Riverwalk in 2024? I didn't think about it
till just now, but because it would have been at a sort of an angle, which would actually be kind of cool, because if you're downtown, you would see more of an angle of the ship instead of it right straight on if you're standing in front of it across the river. But regardless, it's in there backwards. Or that's my opinion.
That's what we think anyway.
That's what we think.
And that's after the debacle where they were actually going to scrap it after the war. That's what I found out, was they just didn't even want anything to do with it. They were going to scrap it, and the residents of North Carolina came together. Who knows if it was a petition, but they were like, no, we want it. And that's how it ended up where it was. Albeit turned around. That's how it ended up where it was.
Albeit turned around backwards.
Right.
Where were you on December 22nd, 1989? How old were you on December 22nd, 1989?
76. What year again?
89.
13.
Oh, you were just a baby.
I was a pup.
Well, I was 19, so I had just turned 19 years old. So people love to come to Wilmington and live here because of the climate. It's an awesome climate. We have, a good balance. It's not, well, it does get pretty hot in the summer, but it doesn't get super duper cold in the winter.
Thank God.
But every once in a while, we get a dusting of snow, and sometimes it lasts a day, sometimes it lasts overnight, sometimes it snows.
Oh, I know where you're going with this. I didn't
Yeah.
even put it all together. Yeah.
December the 22nd, 1989, it started snowing like crazy, and it did not stop until Christmas Day. And it was the one and only white Christmas that I've ever seen in my life. And guess what?
Monkey butt.
No. Just say what? I had the flu the entire time.
Oh, that
so I
sucks.
couldn't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. It was actually beautiful.
My recollection, which
And
I
boy,
wasn't-
it shut Wilmington and the surrounding area down to Chinatown.
Yeah. So I didn't obviously grow up in Wilmington, but I was an hour north, and I remember the night before.
Did y'all get it just as bad up there?
Yeah, it was
Sure
like
you did.
18 inches. Snow drifts were feet upon feet.
Yeah, it was insane.
But I remember my mom came in from shopping that night. She was trying to wrap up Christmas shopping, and I was watching the news, and this guy was talking about the snow and a blizzard and da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm trying to repeat it back to her, and she goes, no way. So, yeah, we actually woke up on the 22nd, and the ground was already covered. But my recollection is that it stopped around noon on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day. So I don't know.
It stopped Christmas morning here.
Okay.
But
Maybe some flurries still. But then, like, the week between Christmas and New Year's, below freezing temperatures, which I don't remember happening before then. I don't think it's happened since then.
And I distinctly remember, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but my dad loved to feed the birds, and you know that I lost my dad just recently,
Right.
And he always told me, make sure you feed the birds. So I've been feeding the birds myself for years now, and love it. So now when I do it, I think of him, so I'm carrying on his legacy. But I remember distinctly the little birds, especially, were dying on the snow because it was
That's
horrible.
not a fun fact.
No,
at all.
it was horrible. But he would throw feed out there so that they would have something to eat, and I distinctly remember that, seeing the little birds dying on the snow.
That's so depressing.
Yeah, but guess what? For all you out there, I don't like cold weather, and I do not like snow.
Same.
At all.
It is pretty for a day.
It is pretty for a day.
Thankfully, it goes away quickly
Yeah, but-
here, and then I need 80 degrees and shorts
Right back up to, yeah. So that was a pretty crazy time there. Again, that was the first Christmas I missed going to my grandparents, too, in 19 years.
We had to pivot, and we went to my aunt's house in Rose Hill because my grandparents
Pivot.
They lost power, and we managed to somehow get there on Christmas Day.
I want to say our air condition went out because that was the year we had just moved into my parents' new house, and our the heat went out
I was gonna
because
say,
it
do we
froze.
need the air conditioning
not
when
the
it's
air
30
conditioning.
degrees?
The heat froze over or whatever, and we didn't have any heat. So, I had the flu. The heat wasn't working, and there was 2 feet of snow outside, and it was a shit show.
Yeah, that's terrible. We just got an explicit rating, by the way.
But that's okay. Do you know the names New Carthage?
I do not.
Does that mean anything to you?
Absolutely not a thing.
Does the name New Liverpool?
Nope.
Okay.
It sounds English.
I'm going to tell you one more. How about Newtown, or let's put it together like Newton, like a Fig Newton? Does that mean anything to you?
Fig Newtons, yes.
Fig Newtons, yes. Well, those other previous names were names that were really going to be considered to be the name for Wilmington.
Okay.
And we'll move on because clearly that was not interesting for you. December 15th, 1955. What were you doing in 1955?
Let's not go there.
Okay. December 15th, 1955 was considered Black Thursday here in Wilmington. Because,
and what were you doing?
I was really active in the Atlantic Coast Railroad scene, and I was devastated when they told us that they were going to relocate from Wilmington, which was a major hub on the East Coast, and they were moving it down to Jacksonville, Florida. And when that did, it really, really devastated the area. The economy changed quite a bit. A lot of people lost jobs. A lot of people had to move away. And it also changed the landscape of the way downtown looked, because up until then, the Atlantic Coast Railroad had been coming in and out of here for 115 years. That's a lot, a long time.
That's a long time.
And so it changed a lot. And it, when that happened when it finally ended up happening and everything went away in the early 60s, the north end of downtown from like Walnut, 3rd Street and Walnut, like north of there, northwest of there, that whole corridor where the PPD building is now, and where all the nice apartments buildings are, flats on front, where the pavilion is down there now. That was all railway stuff. I mean, it was warehouses and railroads, and actually where Cape Fear Community College is now, for those of you who know anything about Cape Fear, their buildings are considered are the A building and the C building, I think maybe, but those buildings were previously railroad buildings that were there. And I remember I don't remember Union Station, but I remember seeing pictures of Union Station, which is on the corner of Red Cross and Front Street. It was a beautiful train station, a beautiful curved building. And of course, when the railroad left, it sat empty. And then in 1972, it was demolished. They had somebody come in and tear it down and blow it up or whatever. And as a kid, I remember coming to Wilmington. And then years later, in the late 80s, when I went to Cape Fear Community College, that space there where that building was just a big hole in the ground. So that was pretty devastating. For those of you who are interested in seeing this kind of stuff and what that part of downtown looked like, you can find them. I'll put a link on the comments down below, but it's quite fascinating. But then I don't know how many years ago was it, Cape Fear Community College really started to expand and grow, and that's a huge campus down there for them now. And they actually took that space where Union Station was, and they recreated a modern version of the Union Station building. Did you know that?
I mean, I figured there was a connection.
Yeah, so it's a modern version of it.
Yeah,
it's quite fascinating. They did a great job.
So the trains still run periodically on the tracks that are there, but
not in downtown.
Just around.
Well, around in Wilmington, yeah.
Where are they going?
Well, they go from the port out to, I don't know, Burgal.
Absolutely
I
not.
have no idea where they go, to be honest with you.
Right.
I've never tracked that part of it, but I just know that north end of downtown was a maze of tracks, and so it just looks completely different. Of course, when all that happened, in the 60s with urban renewal, lots of buildings were torn down, which is unfortunate because we lost a lot of stuff in Wilmington because of that. And then in the 70s and 80s, you didn't go downtown Wilmington. That was kind of like nobody wanted to be down there anymore. Shops were moving out and moving further into the suburbs and that kind of thing. And, downtown was in the 80s. You just like you feared for your life, or if you wanted a little side action, you could get that. Wow. I guess if you wanted to. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Of course, all that's changed now, and Wilmington downtown is historic downtown is thriving, and it's beautiful.
It's really cool.
That whole end of downtown has completely changed from what it was, and
right.
But it's pretty cool. So, what else do we have? Oh. What did Wilmington start in the 1980s and they finished in 2017? Do you know the answer to that question? It's downtown.
Am I this ignorant? I have no idea.
Clearly.
No clue.
Wilmington started the Riverwalk.
Oh,
that expands 2 miles on the riverfront downtown. It goes from the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge all the way down to the Isabel Holmes Bridge that I like to call the Katie Holmes Bridge.
The Katie Holmes.
Why do I call it the Katie Holmes Bridge, Brad?
Because
Katie Holmes used to live here.
Used to live here, yes. That's what I was going to say.
So yeah, it's like I said, about 2 miles. It's a fantastic addition to the waterfront. You can go down and walk it. You can sit on the benches and you can watch the sunset. You can run it. You can watch the sunset go down over the battleship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a stunning. It's a great addition. And I think in 2021, if I'm not wrong, we made it to the second best river walk in the country. We have since fallen down now. I think we're like number 7 now for some reason. Yeah, I just discovered that the other day.
Other cities got jealous and stepped
You know
up
what?
their game.
The number 1 right now is in Detroit, which is their river. It's just.
I'm shocked.
But I'm shocked too. But they took it away from us for some crazy reason. Yeah.
Let's take it back, city of Wilmington.
Let's take it back. We can do better.
Put some planters out there and let's be pretty.
Put some planters. Put some planter peanuts out there. That'll make it better.
Yes. Street performers would help.
Yeah. Like they do in Key West.
Yes.
Like when we were there a couple of years ago and we watched the, I don't know what the end of what street it is. I don't know enough about Key West, but we went and where you go watch the sunset and they had all these street performers and it was fantastic. And I think we could do the same thing, make it a destination for downtown.
Yeah. I mean, and if you've been to any shows at Live Oak, the number of people that use the Riverwalk and sit outside of Live Oak Pavilion to hear the concerts.
Well, apparently that's a point of contingency right now.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Well, I think they're trying to stop people from doing that.
I mean, did they not think that was going to happen when they built the theater like right there on the Riverwalk?
This is Wilmington. They don't think about anything. Seriously. I'm like, Jesus, people, come on.
They'll never. I mean, it's a public.
It's a public
thing.
Yeah.
It's a public walkway. There's no way you shut it down.
It's been a very interesting situation down there.
I don't know how that's any different.
I don't think it was thought through very well.
But how is it any different than standing in any other parking lot listening to the music?
Right, exactly.
Because I'm going to tell you, my favorite parking spot is right there on the corner of 3rd and Harnett for shows. Mm-hmm. And when you're in that parking lot, you can still hear the music plain as day. I mean, we're going to the show and coming back, but you can still hear it.
And think about all those people that live in flats on front and that other complex right beside it. I mean, some of these people that I know have balconies that look right over at the pavilion and can get a free show every single time somebody performs. So
they're paying for it in that rent, though.
Yeah, that's another fun fact. Rent in Wilmington is it's expensive.
It is, but I just saw an article the other day that said it's slightly declining. I don't know how true that is. There may just be so much competition with new construction right now.
Because we've got another brand new one just popped up right on Oleander Drive where the driving range used to be, and it's appropriately called The Range.
The Range, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
that's a stretch.
It's multiple buildings that are 4 stories high. Is that right, or 5? I think it's 4.
4, at least 4, and I think they're going to do some kind of retail. My friend Lake is moving into there, I think this weekend, as a matter of fact, and supposed to be really nice. But I think the average rent I looked up, it was like $1,500 a month for about an 800 and some square foot apartment.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but that's not a lot of space.
Yeah,
I mean my little house is 1,200 and some square feet, and I've got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. And I don't pay $1,500, but I'm smart.
We won't talk
because
about
I'm a realtor.
There's a meme with from the Modern Family with I can't think of her name, and somebody calls him the realtor.
Realtor.
She goes, "He's a realtor. I don't know
the difference, but there is." And there is a big difference. I was trying to find my other information here. Come on, you got to have something. No?
Yeah, no, I'm tapped out.
You had one thing. You had one assignment, and that was to find some facts about Wilmington, and you only found one thing. I didn't say one fact. I said one task is to find multiple things about North Wilmington.
Well, one of the is when I tried to do some research, one thing that came up was our Azalea Festival.
Well, that's
that's
something else is going to talk about, but I kind of figured everybody was sick of hearing about the Azalea Festival, so we talk about it so much. We have beat that dead horse to death.
What came with that one was the fact that Wilmington knows how to throw a party.
Yeah.
It was Riverfest and Azalea Festival,
I mean,
like in one thing.
Per capita, I think this is the most, what's the statistics? Per capita, there's more alcohol sold in Wilmington, North Carolina than any other area in the state. And I can And guess what? These people are driving around Wilmington.
Well, and when I was in school, I went to UNCW, and I remember one of my professors saying that, again, per capita. So we got to think, what does per capita mean? And if you look at the map, Wilmington is this tiny little space.
It is.
Or New Hanover County,
County.
is this tiny little county, but Wilmington is almost all-encompassing of the entire county.
Absolutely.
And there's a ton of people crammed into this one spot. So he even said, and we're going back to the 90s, that at that time we had more restaurants per capita than any other city in the state. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah. I've never heard that, but yeah.
Yeah. The other thing was alligators. We have our share of alligators here.
Oh, yeah.
Is that not interesting to you? Is that not a fun fact?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know that there's an alligator in the river that kind of hangs out by the battleship. I've heard. I've been on the battleship before and actually seen it. You can see it down there swimming around. And there's alligators in Greenfield Lake.
Greenfield Lake.
Yeah.
I pulled up some locations here.
We caught a little alligator when I was a kid in the pond behind the house where we lived.
There's actually a place called Alligator Creek, which I'd never heard of. And then Masonboro Island. I've never been privy to go to Masonboro Island.
What?
I know.
Hold on just one second.
I know.
You've never been to Masonboro Island?
I'm not. Who's going to take me?
I don't know, but I've been a billion times. We used to camp over there.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact. If you are interested in camping, you can, and if you could get your, okay, let me back up. Masonboro Island is a federal preserve. I guess it's a state park, I guess, if you will. There's nothing on it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just to the north of Wrightsville Beach. As a matter of fact, you can see it from Wrightsville Beach. It's not that far. You could almost swim over to it, sort of. But it's a place where a lot of people dock their boats and walk over to the ocean side. It is stunning. It's beautiful. And you can camp over there, but you have to take everything. So every time we would go, we would have to take our firewood and everything, and it's incredible. I have camped over there at least 3 times. We did it once in the summer, and that was the most brutal experience of my life. We were so hot, and there were so many bugs that the next day we got up, we were all just like, we're just going to leave all this crap here. And we'll just go buy all new stuff, but we didn't. Of course, we packed it up, and leave no trace is the goal. Leave no trace. But we've been over in the wintertime, and that's incredible. You build a little fire, and you sleep, and you can hear the ocean roaring. And but yeah, Brad, you need to get with the program.
Never been.
I don't even see you in the same light now.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
And Bradley Creek was the other place for alligator spotting. Carry on. The other fun fact, or I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. Wilmington is host to a ton. I probably shouldn't say this, but a ton of different varieties of shrimp and grits.
Really?
You didn't know I was going to say that, did you?
I did not. I kind of thought you might say birds or flowers or.
Yes, no, shrimp and grits. You're going to find that shrimp and grits is on nearly every menu in town, and they're all done differently. So do you enjoy shrimp and grits?
I do, yeah. I would eat it. It's not something I would like, oh my God, when I go to a seafood restaurant, I've got to eat shrimp and grits. I mean, I'll get it if there's like nothing else appealing to me, but I love grits and I love shrimp, and
I want
why
them.
not put them together?
I'm going to try them as long as there's no mushrooms in them.
I love mushrooms. Love mushroom.
So my favorite, Henry's. And they take the grits, and it's a fried grit cake versus like a bowl of grits. Right. And it's delicious.
Henry's is right by my house.
Yeah. And the George has good shrimp and grits. Fish Bites on Carolina Beach Road, good shrimp and grits.
Never been.
But Henry's is incredible. Never. Okay. So
Fish Bites?
Yes. On Carolina Beach Road.
I don't know where on Carolina Beach Road.
So there's a gas station.
Oh, that narrows it down because Wilmington has a gas station on every damn corner.
On every corner.
To be honest, guys, those of you listening, New Hanover County is going to get to the point where every single person in New Hanover County is going to have their own gas station. I'm telling you, it is that bad.
Storage facility.
We can't let one person drive too far without there being a gas station.
So it's I believe it's an Exxon, and it's a woman's name. It's like Sue's Exxon or Amanda's Exxon or something like that.
What part of Carolina Beach? Because I don't know. Because Carolina Beach Road is long.
So it's south of Myrtle Grove, but before you get to Snow's Cut. Fish Bites
Oh,
is on
that
the right.
part of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Fish Bites is on the right if you're going down towards Carolina Beach.
For those of you who don't know anything about Wilmington, Carolina Beach Road is kind of weird because you can take it from Wilmington downtown out, and then you'll turn right at Monkey Junction, which also puts you on Carolina Beach Road, which is actually College Road. Right? It's kind of weird that way. So there's like two versions of Carolina Beach Road. That's why I was asking, like, which part of Carolina Beach Road is it on? So it's closer to the beach down there.
It is.
It is. Okay.
It's and I'm trying desperately. Candy's Exxon. We're going to put Candy's Exxon on the map.
Candy's Exxon.
Candy's Exxon is right beside Fish Bites. So for my birthday 2 years ago, I met friends at Fish Bites, had the shrimp and grits, and then we walked over to Candy's Exxon where they serve beer. And you get your beer in a cup.
Beer?
And go sit
At
out.
a gas station?
And go sit
Groundbreaking.
on a picnic table and drink and watch people pump gas. It's a hangout.
God. I could think of a billion other things I'd rather do than watch people pump gas, but
It's
okay.
interesting. Candy's Exxon, Carolina Beach Road. Check it out.
Okay.
This is not a paid
Maybe we'll do a
endorsement.
field trip.
We're going to have to.
Maybe we'll do a field trip. Does the name Dino De Laurentiis mean anything to you?
Absolutely not.
Wow. Okay.
Who's that?
Does the name Giada De Laurentiis mean anything
Yes.
to you? Okay.
She was in town recently.
Was she?
By recently, I mean in the last 5 years.
Brad, have another shot of vodka.
She came
That's
for
not
a
recently.
fundraiser. She came for a fundraiser and cooked at Landfall Country Club.
Really?
Yes.
I think I do remember that now.
Yep.
Well, Dino De Laurentiis is her grandfather, and he's the one that started the movie studio here in Wilmington, which we are also very, very famous for. And you guys have heard us talk about this before, too. We did a whole podcast just about the movie industry and the TV and what was filmed here, the TV shows and movies and whatnot. But Dino started Carolco Studios way back in the 1980s. The very first film, we talked about this, too, was Firestarter with Drew Barrymore. And New Hanover County and the Wilmington area has had over 400 productions filmed here, TV, movies, feature films, and TV shows. Most notably like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, Matlock, and the most recent one that's being filmed here. Brad, have you seen this show, The Summer I Turned Pretty, on Prime?
Yes.
I watched the first season, and it was pretty good. I haven't gotten back into the second season yet, and I think the third season's being filmed, I believe. Something's being filmed here right now because I keep seeing the crews everywhere.
That is the new girl. What's her name?
Oh, Zoe Deschanel?
Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, is she
is in
here?
town. Yes, and so they filmed several days down at Curie Beach. Now they're filming, like, they were just at the old Wild Wing Cafe recently. Their trucks are all at the mall right now. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but
Yeah, I just saw where they were somewhere. I just passed it a minute ago. But anyway, over here in Mayfair somewhere.
Or you know what? I might be getting my productions confused. Zoe Deschanel was filming her thing, Merv, I believe is the name of the production. And then there's a Disney thing, like a reboot to a Disney thing that's being filmed here too right now.
Well, the movie industry has been a big part of this area, and it's kind of fascinating. And you just never know. I mean, back 15, 20 years ago, you could be having dinner and sitting right next to
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, Katie Holmes. I mean, I used to wait on Katie Holmes and Michelle Williams at the Gap. It was nothing to just see them walk around. And I stood beside James Vanderbeek one day at the Circuit City looking at CDs.
Wow.
He was standing right there. Really, that's a blast from the past. Circuit City doesn't belong, or doesn't belong. It doesn't exist here anymore. I don't think it exists anywhere, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they filed for bankruptcy. They're done.
Anyway, Carolco was the first movie studio here in Wilmington. It's over on 23rd Street. Then it changed to Screen Gems for many, many years. I think that was the bulk of it. And then most recently it's changed hands again, and now it's called Sin Space, which is in multiple areas, but this is the Wilmington version of it. And
Is it Sin Space or is it Cine Space?
Oh, I thought it was.
Like for the cinema?
Well, it's spelled Cine.
Like a cinema?
Well, maybe it is. I thought it was Sin Space. Sin Space.
Sin Space sounds
Sin Space.
sinful.
We're going to be sinful in space.
No, this is just the spot where sinful things happen.
In space. We're going to be sinful in space. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it is now. And then we have Dark Horse Studios, which is not too far from here. And they have a production facility as well. So it's kind of cool.
Yep.
Love it. What else?
I mean,
Do we want to talk about Gen X?
no.
I think we should tell the people about Gen X and what happened with all
I
of
don't
that.
know enough about it to
I do.
speak to it.
I do know enough about it.
Okay.
So, and this is not a secret that Wilmington has. This is this has been very publicized over the years. But apparently, there's a DuPont plant not too far from here up in Fayetteville, and apparently, for the past 30-some years, they've been contaminating the water with Gen X. And Gen X is a chemical used in repellents and firefighting foams and food packaging and things like that, and it's not good, and turns out. And they had been putting it in the water, and they just discovered it in 2017, and it got so bad that it actually brought the attention of Erin Brockovich, and we all know who she is. And when Erin Brockovich comes to town, you know there's some shit wrong. So it is, DuPont and Chemours, which is the name of the company, has been fined. I think it's, from what I could understand, it's $1.1 billion in damages for doing this. I don't know that it was intentional, but they clearly shouldn't have been doing it, and it caused a big stink here in this area. And but since then, Cape Fear Water Utility Authority has worked really hard to eliminate it from our water, and they're doing a fantastic job, and it's virtually all gone from our water. I'm not a big tap water drinker.
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something I do ever. Mark does that. My best friend Mark does that, and he just drinks right out of the tap, and I'm like, I get it out of the refrigerator through a filter. But of course, just because I'm not drinking out of the tap doesn't mean I don't ingest water. When we might ingest it when we're taking a shower, or when I'm bathing, I love to like scoop up a handful of water and drink it from the bathtub. And I'm kidding.
JK, y'all, JK.
JK. But anyway, that is a concern for some people, and I've had many people who are relocating to the area ask me about that, and that's something that has been talked about. And but again, we're virtually free of Gen X now. It only took virtual. I know that's a really good word. What does that mean, virtually?
Almost.
Does it?
Right?
I don't know. Shall we take another shot? All right. I don't have much more fun facts right now. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on.
I'm still waiting for the fun facts to start.
That was fun. Do you know David Brinkley? Do you remember him?
Yes.
Okay, David Brinkley was famous for being on the news on NBC
Correct.
and ABC, and he was actually born in Wilmington.
Right.
He passed away in the early 2000s, and he's buried in Oakdale Cemetery.
I did know that.
Our famous historical cemetery, and he is buried right along over, not beside my great-grandfather, but near him. And
you got a YouTube video on
I do have a
that
YouTube
cemetery.
video about Oakdale Cemetery.
Which is
it's
really cool.
It's quite fascinating. If you get a chance and you're in Wilmington and you like cemeteries, I don't know many people that do, but go check out Oakdale. It's at the very end of 15th Street, and it's a historical Victorian.
I don't think it's a matter of liking cemeteries. It's just seeing how cool the cemetery is.
Well, this one is cool because the way the Victorians did it back then, your cemetery plots were raised up, and then your walkways were lowered, and that's the way they did it. And back then in the Victorian age, people would actually go to cemeteries and they would spend the day and they would picnic, and it was an event to do something like that. Nowadays, nobody wants to go there. That's the older part of this particular cemetery. The newer plots further in the back, as time went on, of course, that tradition changed, and then you go to more of the yard type plots where everything's flat. And
I've never walked through it, but it is really cool.
Oh,
to
you should
drive by it. It's
and my
such a cool
grandfather, my
cemetery.
great grandfather, is buried. Dr. Colin Shaw is buried under a massive oak tree, and it's a fabulous place to be. It's quite impressive. So yeah, go check out my YouTube channel called Port City Living, and go find the Oakdale Cemetery video. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I enjoy going over there. It's nice to reminisce. It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And meditate.
Oh, one other famous person, jazz bassist Percy Heath. was born in Wilmington, but he grew up in Philadelphia. I don't know if you're a jazz fan like I am, but he played with one of my all-time favorites. He's played with Miles Davis before. He's played with Thelonious Monk and Dizzy Gillespie. That's pretty cool that he came out of Wilmington.
I've never heard of him before.
Well, you need to get a little bit more cultured, Brad. Well, do you have anything else? Because if not, we're going to wrap this baby up.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm set.
We thank you.
You provided all the content today.
I did.
So kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos.
But stay tuned for our next episode when we talk about EVs. Bye, everybody.